raining cats and dogs today on Thor's Day of all days. Seems fitting. But I'm just down here in the parking lot getting some steps in. Got about 2,000 to go to the daily 10K. No lifting today, so just as well that it will be pouring. Call it a chill day. Not that any day is chill, because we don't stop. All right, what I wanted to tell you today real quick is that a lot of people, when they go to lose weight or reduce body fat and all that, they will usually set their goal weight and that's all they focus on. And this is really not a good way to motivate yourself. Again, we don't care about how much willpower you got. We don't care how determined you are to get to the goal weight. And you probably will, and that's great. But the point is, a little, I don't want to call it a hack because it sounds so lame and YouTubey. Here's a hack, guys. Here's a secret tip. But something that you can use to create emotional leverage over yourself to make the journey meaningful is to create emotionally relevant, identity-driven milestones. Now, what do I mean when I say that? We all know what a milestone is, obviously. You download an app. The one I use is called Happy Scale. You download an app, you give it your starting weight, you tell it your goal weight, and it automatically is going to take all the weight you need to lose and divide it into 10 equally spaced numbers. So now, there you go, you got your 10 milestones, you broke your goal into chunks. This is what we learn when we learn about SMART goal setting, right? It has to be measurable. And that's great and everything, but these chunks, though they're better than nothing, don't mean anything to you. So here is what you should do and what I have done. I'm going to assume for the sake of this video that you have quite a bit of body fat percentage just because it's going to give us more room to work with. I'm going to have more room to, just because it's going to give us more room to work with. I'm going to have more room to give you examples. So my case, I'm 36.7% body fat. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it because I have worked out before. I have a not insignificant amount of muscle. If I was somebody who had never stepped foot in the gym in his entire life, I would have been just round, soft, whereas you can see I still maintain some muscularity in the upper body, but of course we do have this thing to go. Anyway, I'm 36.7%, so I have a long way to go. So I definitely should be using milestones. Now, the way that I've split mine up is like this. I have estimated at which weight points my identity is going to shift. Not only the way that I see myself, but the way that the world will perceive me and thereby provide me with nonverbal feedback that will feed into the loop of my actually being successful and transforming. Does that make sense? So, for example, I started at 114 kg. This was last summer. Right now, I am at 101 kg. The first milestone was 104. I don't remember. I'm going to put it up on the screen. But the point is, that was the first milestone. And that was the part where it's like, okay, there's actually hope there. Not the most meaningful thing, but that's how I defined it. Hey, this is where we are allowed to have hope again. The next milestone is 95 kg, which for me means fat guy gone. That's how I think of it. Fat guy gone. I'm not going to be ripped at 95 kg, but I'm not going to be the fat guy anymore. And then, as you can see on the screen, I'm going to put it up again because I don't remember. I have it split into other categories. So eventually we get to, I believe it was fit guy. That's like at 20 or 15%. Because at 20%, you are a fit guy. You're not 0.1% though. You're not six pack. You're not, you're not elite level. You're not zizzed out. But 20%, you're fit guy. And then I have milestones at 15%. And then finally, the holy grail, 10 to 12%, which I've defined as basically visible. At some point, you become visible. Because see, right now, if you're 25, 30, 35% body fat, you're invisible. Do you get what I'm saying? You're not a contender. But you get to a point where your physique bypasses cognitive reasoning, and you are instantly, subconsciously perceived as, I don't want to say alpha, again, like these words are so cringe, but it's a subconscious thing, do you understand? It's like, it goes back to tribal survival instincts. When you are at a certain body fat percentage, you are once again a contender. Somebody who can provide protection or resources or lead the tribe. You can kill stuff and bring it back so the tribe eats for another day and doesn't die. All right, let me show you this in detail. This is how I got it set up. So for me, the first milestone was at 98. The bloat breaker, estimated body fat 34%. At this point, face returns no longer dying. I like the way GPT put that, but I've actually ignored this because the one that I'm looking at, I'm 102 right now. So the one I'm looking at is here, 95, fat guy gone. This is where I want to get to. Fat guy gone. Whoops. Yeah, yo. Okay, fat guy gone. So that's 95 kg. Okay, that's estimated 32% body fat. Then actually at and then finally at 90, that's contender. So you actually look like a guy that goes to the gym by now, right? Then you got 85, that would be average, which is hard to believe, man. It's like such a long way to go just to look average, right? Not fat, not fit, but that's the name of the game. Then at 80, we get to fit guy threshold, right? Clothes look good, people respect you. And then 75, we got threats. Now you're actually seen differently by everybody. And the last one is when you actually look dangerous. How are you going to figure these out for yourself? Well, one way that I would recommend is just go use AI. Go use the GPTs, the Groks, the whatever the heck you like. All right? Don't nerd out on this. Just go use the tool, get on with your life. So the way that you would do it is tell it your current body fat percentage. If you don't know what it is, I'm going to put up a chart here again, but just go to Google and look up body fat percentage male images, and you're going to see something like what I just put up. And just estimate. This is not an exact science. We want emotional resonance. So find that, see where you are, tell GPT, this is my estimated body fat percentage, this is my goal weight, and split it up into the following goals that, again, I'm putting up on screen. So we start with, what was it, Hope Creeps In? I don't remember actually, but you're gonna see it, well, you should be seeing it right now, because I'm gonna edit that shit. And then it's fat guy gone, very important, the fat guy gone. And then eventually you move to the milestones until you become visible again, until you become a contender again, and then finally until you are actually dangerous. So this is something that is foolish to not use to your advantage. Don't just look at one final weight. It's monolithic. It's heavy stuff, bro. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there because we don't stop, but it's heavy stuff. So break it down so that your soul can understand, not just your mind. All right, that's it for today. I hope that was helpful. I'm gonna go finish these 2,000 steps, and until then, we don't stop.